How is everyone doing?
Yeah, very good, Maharaj.
Very good. And to be a devotee of Krishna means the ultimate perfection of life. Is it we are just claiming that because we are devotees of Krishna? Or we have become devotees of Krishna because that's the ultimate goal of life? Hmm? Sometimes I tell people from other denominations and other groups, religious groups, that this is the best I have found so far. If there is anything higher than this, please give it to me. I'll take it. But in last 35 years, I haven't found anything higher than Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada made it very clear to us that don't accept it blindly. Don't accept Krishna consciousness blindly. You question. You verify. And figure out what it actually is. Generally, a seeker, a spiritual seeker, is searching. His search may start in different spheres, but he will not stop until he finds the best. Isn't it? A sincere seeker, that is what he will. Because a sincere spiritual seeker is not a sentimentalist. He is not going to accept something because of some petty and frivolous attachment. In a way, you can say that a spiritual seeker is like a real businessman. What does a big businessman do? He tries to get the best thing at the best price. And he will look around. He will shop around. And he'll find the best deal. And Prabhupada wanted us to see that we got the best deal. If there is any better deal, then we are businessmen. Like we'll go for that. If a better product is available, then why should we go for that? But I do not know about you all, but at least I can tell you that I haven't found anything better than Krishna consciousness. Generally, a spiritual quest begins with a very basic consideration of karma. The first step of spiritual progress, or the first step towards spiritual life, is karma, or which can be described as karma yoga. What is karma yoga? Act in such a way that will give you spiritual benefit. That is dealt in the Karmakanda section of the Vedas. Everybody wants to fulfill his desire. Everybody wants to fulfill his desire. And the Vedas are telling that you act in a proper way and then you'll be able to fulfill it. Like, you want something, there's a way to get it. No? That is dealt with in the Karmakanda section. Karma principle of karma. As you sow, so shall you reap. And which is giving us an understanding of consideration of right action or pious action. Right action gives us beneficial result. Right action gives us happiness. And wrong action gives us distress. Right action or pious activity leads to happiness, and wrong action leads to suffering. So, does anybody want to suffer? Everybody wants to enjoy. So the simple consideration is, act in such a way that you will be able to enjoy. And what is enjoyment? Enjoyment basically is fulfillment of desire. When our desires are fulfilled, we feel happy. When desires are unfulfilled, then we suffer. Then we feel bad. And in this way, the Vedas are giving us this information how to fulfill our desire. What's your desire? You want to become very rich? Okay. Act in this way or do these sacrifices, you'll become very rich. You want to become a king? Okay. Act in this way, you'll become a king. You want to become the king of the whole world? Okay, perform such and such sacrifice, you'll be able to become the king. You want to become the king of the heavenly planet? Okay, perform these activities for so many times, you'll get the position of Indra. So in this way, the Vedas are actually giving the direction how to enjoy, how to fulfill our desires. But in spite of fulfilling all desires, ultimately one realizes, still I'm not happy. I wanted to become a rich man, I became a rich man. I wanted to become a king, I became a king. I wanted to become the king of the entire earth planet, I became the king of the earth planet. But still I am not satisfied. So then he considered that what do I actually want? This enjoyment in the material nature is not ultimately the goal of life. So let's find out what is the real goal of life. So then this is leading from Karma Kanda to Jnana Kanda. In Jnana Kanda 1 actually searches to find out what do we actually want and what is the consequences of what we are doing. And so this Jnana leads to a point of Sankhya or analytical study. Analyzes the material nature. What is this world? Where I am, where I got stuck, what it is actually. So this analytical study or Sankhya analyzes this world. That is one of the principal aspects of Gyan. And the Sankhya analyzes that there are so many elements with which this material nature is made of. Principally, this material nature is made of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether. And we have 5 senses: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and touch. Now these 5 senses interact with the 5 elements of nature, and 5 objects of the senses are generated. Ether interacts with ears, sound is produced. Air interacts with skin, touch is produced. Fire interacts with eyes, form is produced. Water interacts with tongue, taste is produced. And earth interacts with nose and smell is produced. So in this way, there are sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. 5 objects of the sense. Then there are 5 working senses with which we become active. Those working senses are hands, legs, anus, belly, and genitals. Actually, it's not hand, it's speech, bark. Speech, legs, anus, belly, and genitals. So 5 working senses. How many did we get? 4 5s are 20. Then they consider that there are 3 subtle elements: mind, intelligence, and false ego. Then they further analyzed the sum total of the material element with which the entire creation came about, and that is called Mahatattva. So we got 24. The entire material nature has been analyzed. But then they considered that all these 24 considerations are objective in nature. They're objective. They're objects. But the object cannot exist without the subject. Right? So who is the subject? Subject is I. I am, therefore they are there. Right? Now the entire material nature has been analyzed with this 24 consideration, but we couldn't find the I there. So this 25th consideration of I is something beyond this nature. So in this way they are actually transcending the material nature and coming to the spiritual nature. The I is spiritual, beyond matter and the material nature. They didn't stop at that. There are many, eyes are many and minute. You have your eyes, I have my eyes, my eye. So we have there are so many eyes. So something that is many and minute must have an origin. So who is that origin? The Supreme I. The Super Soul. Spirit Soul and